Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello!
Hi!
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for December 22nd through 26th, 2025, but we did not have a new episode on the 25th, which I thought we weren't going to have one Wednesday and Thursday, the 24th and 25th, so I was happy that we got only one day preempted.
Yeah, me too.
So we do have a few Port Charles pipelines. The first one is from Sherry. Robin was sore-assed. She was born in 1979. In 1986, she was said to be 7 before her birthday, making her a year older than she should have been. And then in 1990, she celebrated her 13th birthday, making her 2 years older, being born in 1977.
Oh.
So perhaps it was just the fact that the same actress portrayed from childhood.
Right.
But the article that I read last week,
right,
and I feel like it's commonly known is referred to as that she was not.
Yeah.
So thank you. And then Kirsten Storms shared a health update the other day. She said that she had part of why she moved was because she had a medical reason behind it. The doctors had found an aneurysm in her brain after she reported new symptoms. Because remember, she's been having health issues like on and off for the past few years. She previously had brain surgery in 2021 to remove a non-cancerous cysts. And the diagnosis made her decide to reduce stress and make changes in her life. Storms revealed that the doctors discussed a possible coiling procedure to prevent the aneurysm from rupturing. She said the move helped her physical health, mental health, and overall happiness. In a few days, she shared another update on Instagram. She said that she went to a new neurosurgeon and placed her in the gray zone. The aneurysm does not require immediate surgery, and the doctors believe she is not in immediate danger. For now, she can continue to monitor it. And she said that she appreciates the support from fans and is still deciding on her next steps. She ended her message by wishing everyone happy holidays and teasing that fans may see her back in Port Charles.
Hey.
Because it said happy holidays and maybe you will be seeing me back in Port Charles soon. But that was just like a quick recap from Yahoo. But I read her whole Instagram. So yay! So glad that she took care of that.
Yes, I'm so glad for her personally, but for the character, yes, it's time for her to come out of this darn coma. Poor James needs his mom to come home.
I know. Poor kiddo. And then from Holly, loved the Christmas recaps.
Aw.
Is the subject. Ladies, I loved your Christmas recaps. What a fun listen this time of year. Please rerun and update these every year.
Wow.
I don't know if we should do it every year, though.
Right, because it would only 5. Yeah, every year would only be like an extra 10 minutes of, oh, by the way, this year this happened.
Yeah, because this year, like in 2025's Christmas, this is going to be a good Christmas to recap.
Right.
But maybe we should take a look at our holiday recaps that we have done and rotate them when we do the revisit and extend. Because we also should not be adding every 5 years. So maybe in 2026, we look at our Valentine's Day episodes and maybe we start to recap them. All right, we're going to have to come up with a list. Thank you, Holly, for adding a list. And I'm sincere. I enjoy lists. So I'm sure that surprises nobody. All right. I'm going to snooze that so that I remember to add that. And those are really the only fan emails from the week. Hopefully everybody was just enjoying their holiday with their families. As I was listening to our recap, though, did you listen to the Christmas recap, the original one that we did? You didn't do it, guys. Okay, can we? I'm going to request that you all write in a campaign. Amanda doesn't listen to the show.
You know what? I have said it forever. I just I cannot stand rehearing my voice back.
And I'm
sorry.
It's the only way to get better.
I hate it. I had a video I took on Christmas of my kids opening their presents, and I was rewatching that back, and I was like, oh my God, I hate my voice. This is why I can't listen to the podcast.
But if you love our fans, you listen to it. I don't like mine.
Well,
but it's quality control. What?
Well, that doesn't make any sense because your voice is fine.
And so is yours. How many people write in that they love us?
They're
I
being
need a love
kind.
campaign to go on so that Amanda listens to at least the older episodes because it was funny because it's so funny listening to us not know things that we know now because we didn't know why in 2019 that Bobby was eating licorice and that was a big deal
Oh,
at
right.
Christmas time. And now we do because that was her thing with Jerry.
Yes, yes. Because Luke had taken her to buy it when they were little.
Yep. And I was like, oh, we know the answer to that now.
Okay.
Did you know that on November 18th, Kate Mancini directed an episode?
I did not know that that was the date, but I did see on one of her updates that she got to direct one, and I thought that was very cool.
You need to share that stuff.
I'm sorry. I
just
forgot.
finally saw it the other day. And I was like, oh, I don't watch the opening. I mean, I watch the opening cards, but I don't watch the written. Now I'm going to be paying attention to who's directing and everything. That's awesome. So happy for her. And that was her directorial debut, period. So,
Right.
yay. So happy for her. And then just my thought before we get into all the Christmas stuff, and I just did not want to forget this, but because, again, we just did the Christmas recap, they should have had Lulu and Charlotte watching that Christina Comes Home for Christmas movie that is supposed to be Lulu's favorite Christmas movie, but Charlotte was watching it with Laura because it was Lulu's favorite Christmas movie and she was in a coma.
Yep.
So that would have been awesome.
That would have been. I agree.
That's really it, though. There really was not very many pipelines. Again, one of those things. I guess last week people were like, holy cow, if we all write in the same week, the show winds up being an hour and a half long. I guess maybe in case you haven't heard, on New Year's Day, they're going to be resharing Luke leaving Port Charles as the quote tribute to Anthony Geary, and I'm refusing to accept that as a tribute. There had better be something else.
I agree.
There needs to be like there needs to be a prime time documentary show, like, you know, like the special edition of 2020s about Anthony Geary and about how his character changed daytime and everything.
I agree.
How many people don't even watch GH and know who Luke Spencer was, you know?
Right. I mean, we knew about Luke and Laura's wedding and we weren't even around.
Right. If you had a legit princess send you champagne for your pretend wedding, you deserve more than a rerun when you pass away.
Yes.
Just saying. If Elizabeth Taylor requested a role to be part of your fake wedding, you deserve more than a rerun.
Yep.
A 35-minute rerun.
Right.
I could go on and on.
Let's go to Hulu headlines instead. Let's not dwell on what we're not happy with.
But I will also say, I did not like that a lot of the news shows, when they were sharing the information about him passing, they kept showing the disco scene, like at the discotheque. I was not happy about that. And I really wish that they had talked about, so if you're going to show that scene, go ahead, because, and then they made it romantic. And it's like, no. The show addressed this and they had Luke apologize for it. And Jeannie Francis does not apologize for it anymore.
Right.
So no, how about we say it was so controversial because they say something about it was so unlikely that like he would fall for Laura. No, it was unlikely that she would fall for him.
Yes.
But yeah, I did not like that either, that was a frequent clip that they showed. Thank you for agreeing.
Of course.
But I guess what we're going to be releasing on January 1st isn't much better, but it's a new episode for us. Because it is going to be covering.
It'll include all
that. It's Bobby Part 16, guys. We are doing it. We're just doing it. We're ripping off the Band-Aid. We're going to start the new year strong. We're just going to do a double whammy with Luke and Bobby's passing aways.
Well, it makes sense because it has been a year since Carly got the news.
2
years.
It'll
yes.
be 2 years.
Carly got the news that Bobby had passed. So it sticks with that. And then it encompasses the Luke stuff that now we have to deal with anyway. So we're just going to get it out of the way and done. And then all happy stuff for the rest of 2026.
You know that's a lie because we have 3 more to process.
Well, that's what I want. It's just happy stuff. I don't want to deal with all of that either.
No, I'm not really looking forward to it either. But yeah, that's really it. So now we have Hulu headlines. I thought this was a good week.
It was a good week.
On Monday, Jason and Danny come bearing gifts. Curtis updates Jordan. Ava and Nina reconcile. Tracy counsels Cody. Emma confides in Trina. On Tuesday, Willow's trial resumes. Chase gets bad news. Portia confides in Ava. Tracy encounters Laura. Alexis receives new intel. On Wednesday, Port Charles celebrates Christmas Eve. Carly makes a risky move. Sonny counsels Dante. Trina tries to make amends. Nina and Obrecht count their blessings. And on Friday, Tracy misses Monica. Sidwell hosts a soiree at Wyndemere. Kevin voices his gratitude. Jordan makes an observation. She looked at Lucy and Ava at Wyndemere.
Or what Sidwell was asking her back about, because Sidwell was like, we need to talk. And she was like, about how are we going to get the congressman to continue to be elected whenever his wife is on trial? That's not the wording I would have used for that, but that's the only thing I can think of.
Oh, okay. And then Willow tries to change Drew's mind.
Yep.
So I feel like we need to stay in order mostly because Christmas was the last 2 episodes.
Right.
So let's see, Monday. Oh, that's when Outback came in and had Tracy's gloves.
Yes.
So cute. And then she and Cody were playing backgammon.
Mm-hmm.
And she's all stressed out about taking over all the holiday duties. And she then gives him some tips on wooing Molly. And I love that. What did she say? Something about, like, don't ruin it. Her parents might be messed up, but she has a good head on her shoulders. Like something like that.
Right.
And then when they went to leave and she went to go up to the main house, it's snowing. And Cody is such the gentleman. He's like, let me walk you up.
Yeah. I love their friendship.
I do too. I love that they have her be friends with, I don't want to say the underdog, but the ones that, because I mean, she was friends with Finn during his addiction. She's friends with Cody when he was being I don't think he was being looked upon as badly as he thinks he is.
Right.
So like he has low self-esteem. And yeah, like there was a period of time that Mac was like, you need to stay away from our family, very similar to the Rocco Geo thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Cody had it. He thought that he didn't deserve to be part of this family. And I like it.
I do too. It's very cute. And then he comes back down to the stables and there's Molly waiting for him.
Yes. And that was after. Well, go ahead.
Yes. It was so cute. It was after Danny had given her the advice about men because they were talking about how Dante. Was it Dante? No, it was Jason. Jason said, sorry.
Jason's playing little matchmaker and I love it.
They were trimming the tree and Jason was like, hey, Molly, by the way, I saw you walk in and Britt was kissing him and you walked out. And then he kept looking at the door, like hoping you would come back, I assume. But just so you know, that situation was not what it looked like. Britt was trying to get a reaction and Cody was no part of that. He pushed her away and told her he was not interested. And so she was like, I just don't know what to do and I don't understand and men are so confusing. And then Danny was like, listen, men are stupid no matter what age we are, it seems. Yes. So you better just kind of spell it out for him and let him know what you're thinking because he honestly has no idea what he did wrong probably and he needs to know what you're thinking. And so then she ran off to the stables to tell Cody that she liked him and they ended up kissing. And then it was like cute that it carried on all week because they've been so stop, start over and over again. And then this week they actually let it carry through that there was multiple scenes that they were acting like they were starting a relationship.
Yep.
Finally.
I know. But it was so Danny, Molly, Christina, and Jason brought Alexis a tree because she's been so busy with the trial that she hasn't had time to decorate. It's so funny that last week when we were talking about the fact that like no one's decorated, we even specifically mentioned Alexis.
Yeah.
But we talked about her pillows, not the tree. And then she was even nice to Jason. She's like, well, how did you get suckered into this? And, he's like, well, I wanted to spend time with Danny and, they needed help. And so then Danny was asking if she's able to see Scout.
Yeah.
So sad. Oh, but we also found out that Christina finished reading Molly's manuscript.
Yes. I really hope they make that a real book. I want to be able to read it that we can review it.
Dear people, you have already made 2 of her books.
Right.
Legit.
It only makes sense to make this one. Mm-hmm.
Main Squeeze was only available as an e-read, though. So, I mean, I'll take it. I am a tangible. I need a book in hand, but I'll take an audio. I'll take
Right.
a e-reader
Yep.
if that's what we need.
Yes, you make an exception this time.
You know what they should do? They should send us a copy early, and then we might be able to do like a review of it.
Yes, that would be perfect.
Throwing that out there. That's on my 2026 wish list.
All right.
Oh, and then while Jason was there, he left because Britt called him finally.
Finally, but it just felt, I don't know, unnecessary because, like we said last week, why didn't she just call him first? And instead, she gets hauled down to jail, and we knew that was going to happen because Brad left his card there. And then, sure enough, we ended last week with the police at his door or at her door. And so then Jason gets there and he's like, I'm not bailing out Brad, and turns around and walks away. And then Brad tries to start bad mouthing Jason and is like, you guys aren't really a couple. I don't know why you think you can count on him. And then sure enough, they come in and are like, okay, you guys are free to go. No charges are being brought against you. You're just not allowed in the restaurant. They took Polaroids of both of them to put on their do not serve wall, and that no charges were being brought against them because the bill was paid, including a 40% tip to the waiter.
Good job, Jason.
Yeah.
Well, and they even said, you left your card, Brad. You left your card.
Right. And you're known in this town. Again, we keep being led to believe it's this small little town. That's how everyone knows everyone. You cannot go to the fanciest restaurant in your town and skip out on the bill for thousands of dollars and think that no one's going to recognize you.
Okay, and I feel like we've had enough people go to Cafe Cherie. I didn't feel like it was that bougie of a place.
I mean, maybe if you're ordering the highest end stuff off the restaurant.
Charles Grill. I thought the Port Charles Grill was the fanciest restaurant.
Yeah.
Well, because remember, we just had Ava not be able to pay her bill there.
Yes.
So I guess maybe we have to just be equal opportunity.
Maybe. Everybody is getting not paid today. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that was a couple years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's it was when her assets were frozen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of Nicholas. Yep.
So. Well, that's how she found out, though. So I will give her that. She didn't know. So she didn't go there and then find out, or she went there and then found out. She didn't go there knowing she has no money.
Right. Yeah. Like we said last week, I feel like if we were going to eat at the fanciest place in town, conversation would happen beforehand of who is paying. Because I would be very honest to be like, listen, I don't have money for this. So are you planning on dropping all this? Because if not, we can go to Denny's. It's fine.
Exactly.
But anyway, Jason did save the day, and then he went back to Alexis's, and she was like, oh, I didn't know if I'd get to see you again. And he was like, yeah, it wasn't as big of a problem as I thought it was going to be. And I thought, probably could have done it from over the phone if they had let you.
Right. Could have Venmo'd you the money.
So.
Although while he was gone, we saw Alexis on the phone with someone saying to look for Amy Driscoll because she will tell you and be able to find anyone who does not want to be found.
Yes. And then it turned out that they were looking for Portia at Isaiah's house or at the cabin.
I want to know how Amy got that info, though.
I feel like wouldn't we have just called Elizabeth and been like, hey, do you know the address of Lucky's old cabin?
But nobody knows that at that point, nobody knew that Portia and Isaiah were together. So how would Amy have even known?
Oh, I think Amy picks up on everything. That's your job when you're the gossip of the hospital.
True.
I'm sure she knew before anyone else did. So, or even if she didn't know they were in a romantic relationship, to know that they had been getting very close because Isaiah was sticking up for her all the time to anyone that was bad-mouthing her.
I think it would have been better if we had seen Amy being the nurse discharging Portia and being like, I need to know where you are going AMA, but we need to know where you're going. First of all, you are our chief of staff, so we do need to be able to get a hold of you. So actually, that would make more sense that Liz would be the one to be asking that information because she is head nurse.
Right.
We need to know where to get in touch with you, even though, we have cell phones.
Yeah.
But yeah, so while they're at the cabin, Trina texted Portia asking if she was doing okay. And Portia is just now starting to question how she's going to handle if the baby's not his.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's walking around telling Isaiah she hopes that it is Isaiah's. I'm sorry, but for the least complications, you should be hoping that it's Curtis's because that would keep your family holidays, just the four of you, in trying to figure out where to go from here. The same family members, Aunt Stella and all of them, around the same thing. You throw in a whole new guy, that's going to be so complicated.
Yep.
And I know Trina's getting older, but she's going to want to have a relationship with her baby brother or sister. Like next year, she's going to be spoiling that kid at Christmas. And it's just going to be weird if we have to deal with Isaiah again.
Mm-hmm.
But he's all, I hope the baby's mine. And she's like, I hope my baby daddy's you too.
And then there's a knock at the door, and she is served
Yep.
to testify the next day in the hearing
Yep.
for the defense.
That was beautiful. It was just beautiful. Because she had so many chances to come clean and make it right in a private manner. And she refused to do so. And so she got exactly what she deserved on the stand. And Alexis is like, poor Alexis, that's who I felt bad for, because Alexis thought she was going to have this perfect non-alibi that would make it so that there was doubt as far as Willow goes. They would win the whole case. Drew would stop being a jerk, and this was going to change everything for her. And instead, all she did was get Drew in more trouble and Portia in trouble. And then Portia had to tell the whole world that no, she was in fact at the Metro Court and that she was there with Isaiah, and that's why she didn't have a record of her being there. And Trina instantly put it together and was like, what if that means that baby's not my dad's?
Yep. And the poor look on Curtis's face and Trina's as they're processing this whole thing. I'm so thankful that Kai really basically did not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wasn't, I don't know, but I was really glad that when Portia tried to go up to her in the hallway, she was like, nope.
Right.
And then we see, well, I guess we can get to that, but Portia's like all devastated. I'm also very thankful that they did not have her go into,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, she didn't suddenly start cramping and, oh no, she's going to be so stressed out on the stand that she loses the baby or she's back in the hospital again for
Right.
dehydration or whatever other scary thing they may have wanted to do. It was solely focused on the fact that she lied and that had to be exposed. And then poor Alexis being like, man, I don't know what to do next, because if I tried to introduce any doubts, the jury's not going to believe me now because this wasn't a good show of giving doubt.
Right. That was really all that happened in court, though.
Yeah, because the judge got annoyed and he was like, all right, so we're done. I'll see you after the new year. And Alexis was like, no, I don't think we need a break. And I can bring another witness right now. And he was like, nope, not having any of that. I'll see you after the holiday. Bye.
And then that's when Drew again said to Alexis, like, you're not seeing Scout. And Willow definitely heard that one.
Yes.
I think she thinks that she heard the first one.
Right. But she wasn't positive. But now there's not a question that she heard him completely threaten. And she just heard that Portia was doing what she was doing because he was blackmailing her. So there is no doubt in her mind that her husband is the sleazeball that she thought that he was.
Yep. And then we saw that Alexis got a note saying that Tracy saw Michael leaving Drew's house the night of the shooting.
Yeah. I really don't like the way that I think it's going to come out. I think it's going to end up being that Michael saw Willow leaving and he is trying to protect Willow because it's more of a mental health issue than a crime. And so he just wants her to stay away until she gets the help that she needs.
It's still a crime.
I mean, it is definitely still a crime. You cannot shoot people. But as a personal level, like as far as the kids are concerned, she's not just going and shooting people for no reason randomly. You know, she's not a danger to them in that way. No one thinks that she would hurt the kids in that way. It's the mental state that she's not okay with. And so that's why Michael doesn't want her around the kids. And I really don't want him to have to compromise the fact that he was not trying to turn her in. I liked that he's trying to keep that not being what she needs help for. She needs help for her mental issues. So but I still think that he just happened to see her. I don't think that she knows that he saw her. I don't think that she knows that she did it. There was people speculating on the other Facebook sites that they're working together. And I was like, I don't think they are.
No.
Like to take Drew down. And I was like, no. I think she's so oblivious. I don't think she's that good of an actress in her day-to-day life.
But then also that just made me think that he would have seen, if it were Jacinda, he would have seen her leaving.
Yes.
And I don't think that's why he's interested in her.
Mm-mm. No, I think he honestly likes her. And if he had seen Jacinda from where their relationship started and him not knowing her that well, I think that he would have absolutely said to her, hey, listen, I know what you did and I need an alibi. So I'll be your alibi and you're definitely have an incentive to be my alibi because you're the one who actually did it, but they don't need to know I was even on the road. And that would have taken their relationship in a totally different turn, but it would have been okay at that point because he didn't know her like as a friend or whatever. It was more of a business transaction. Now that they've gotten to know each other and care about each other, he wouldn't turn it like that. But I think that he would have absolutely said that in the beginning had that been something he saw. So no, I think he saw Willow. So I'm sticking with my guess.
That it doesn't have to be Jacinda.
Right.
I only just speculate like all the different which ways.
I know.
I don't want it to be her. I just don't like whenever I go, oh man, this is how they're going to do that.
Well, we all know that when I'm insistent that I'm right, I'm not changing my story. And I'm insisting that she had a break. So
I prefer that one.
Yeah.
I think that was my original. And then I just spiral.
I mean, I like the different takes. It's good to analyze it all. I'm trying to think like what else happened before we got into Christmas stuff. Oh, we saw, I really actually liked it. Tracy had dinner with Michael or lunch with Michael, and he was talking about how he didn't go to court that day because he didn't have anything to do with what was going on. And then they got done and she sees Laura and Martin and she goes over and Laura's like, okay, kind of like, I don't want to protect my brother because I know what he did to you was wrong, but at the same time, like, why are you bringing all this up again? And then she's like, yeah, so Drew stole my property and your brother isn't making him give it back to me. And I really think that he needs to do that because I didn't make the deal of not turning him in. That was Ned and Michael. And Laura's like, yeah, you owe her an apology and you need to do what's right. Stop being a jerk. So I like that he cares what Laura thinks.
Because he had just done that stupid pity party that people do when they do something wrong and there are consequences. And he's like, oh, I thought that you would give me a lump of coal for Christmas. No, like, grow up.
Mm-hmm.
She's not happy. She is, from the second that she found out all this stuff, has repeatedly reassured you that she loves you. You are her brother. She is not happy with you.
Right.
Never once has it. I mean, okay, so yes, she did say that he had to move out and he's failing to see the difference between him and Sonny. And she's like, Sonny doesn't live with me. And if he were, I would also be asking him to leave.
Right.
And, she's having lunch with him the same way that he gets on her about having lunch with Sonny.
Yep.
But yeah, that was good. I liked that. Oh, Chase was on the stand too.
Chase was on the stand, yes, because this is where we saw Chase. I'm surprised that Brooklyn is being as nice as she's being about it because I would have flipped out. He totally undermined the PCPD, totally undermined the investigation. It said he was doing his own investigation and that they overlooked people. They didn't investigate people enough. They just went with her and continued. They were looking at someone else earlier that week and they still turned around and were all about her. I hate that Brennan got the traffic camera lost and Chase didn't do it. I don't think that he did it, but like he wasn't sad that it was lost. It's not like he was saying to Dante, like, hey, I didn't do that and I never would. He was kind of like, you think I did it, but I didn't, but I'm not sad.
I love that they had them. It was this week that they were bickering.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were actually fighting. Like last week, Dante questioned him out in the hallway, but then because Dante suspended Chase this week.
Right. Took his badge and his gun. Yep.
But
I mean, he had to. He has to act like any police commissioner would.
Yeah.
And you just went up there and ripped the station apart. So what do you think's going to happen?
Right.
But yeah, I understood what Dante was doing and that's what he needed to do. And I was all for that. But it was really Brooklyn that I was like, man, I would have got up and walked out of that courtroom. Like, you should not be sitting here. She knows
optics. She understands the optics of it. And she knows that there is nothing she can do right this second. And she will wait until this is all over and then have it out with her husband.
Yeah.
because she also needs to see how it's going to play out. Like, is he actually going to basically destroy his entire career? I mean, now he's been suspended. Has this gotten through your head at all?
Right.
No, because they even talked about that when they were going over to Maxie's.
Mm-hmm.
And Brooklyn was like, nope, it is a holiday. We are, Mac is an adult. We're adults. We're just going to ignore it for today and get along just like it's any other day. We will deal with it after the holidays.
Right.
So Brooklyn's a stuffer.
She is. I mean, it worked out for Chase, but would not have been me.
Next week. Because she also knows that, I mean, she's kind of letting him just hang himself, which is a horrible phrase to say, but
yeah.
I think instead of getting mad every step of the way, she already has, and he just doesn't seem to care.
Right.
So, yeah. And then Portia complained to Ava about being subpoenaed.
And then we see her clean out her desk and stuff. Portia leaves.
Oh.
But again, she's only on not administrative,
Thank you.
lead. Like, they didn't fire you. They're like, well, we need to think things over. And then she's like, do you really think I'll be back, to Liz? And Liz is like, I don't know. And she's like, yeah, see, you're acting like it's going to be fine, but no one else has come back. And I'm like, but you shouldn't come back. You switched test results.
But even Liz said, they've let Britt come back. And then Portia's like, yeah, as an admin. And it's like, no, they actually let her continue to be a doctor after they found out that she stole embryos.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't here for that one, but you know the story.
Right.
But, yeah, I was so confused by her whole cleaning out her office, taking everything down. Because, no, if you're suspended, you're going to be back in 2 weeks. Or, maybe take your personal pictures. But you don't have to be taking your diploma off the wall. Come on. Are we surprised? She's overdramatic to begin with, so.
Right.
But, yeah.
But then at the same time, we did see Britt get a text message that said that she was getting her license reinstated. So that was exciting.
Yeah, that happened on Christmas.
Yes.
Just complaining to Lucas about she had a family thing that she didn't get to go to. And Liesl had sent her a picture of her and Nathan at Maxie's house. And she's like, see, she's having a better time without me there. And Lucas is like, maybe look at it that she's thinking of you.
Right, exactly. Who sends pictures to be like, I'm having a great time without you?
Right. Well, toxic moms, but Liesl's not that kind.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, but before all the Christmas stuff started, we saw Laura was doing really good grandma-ing with Charlotte, saying that she understands how much she's going to miss Valentine. And, even though they don't get along, she knows how much he loves her and that she loves him. And,
yes.
And she and Sonny talked to Lulu about Rocco and about how she has to try to handle the stuff with Dante, and that they're going to be a buffer between Rocco and Dante. But then Rocco asks Gio to go outside, and Dante seriously almost went with him. He tried to go, and they had to stop him from just going. They just wanted to go get some wood.
Right. They're going right outside. It's not like they were even driving to the local store to pick it up. They were getting it from the stockpile outside.
Right up against the house, I'm sure.
Right. You can literally see them. You'll be fine.
And Dante was just so annoyed, and he kept looking out the window to see what they were doing. But Sonny and Laura talked, and Sonny has already sold the Piers, and Laura has already started to publicly support.
Yes.
But then Rocco apologizes to everybody. He apologized for putting Laura's election in jeopardy, and he's so thankful that she's still the mayor, and he thanks all of them for their support of him.
He was showing tons of maturity.
He was.
I liked that even though Dante was still being a jerk, that he was trying to overcome it, and that Gio was encouraging that and was like, listen, your dad's just trying to protect you, even if he's going about it the wrong way, and you don't want to sever that relationship over me. It's okay.
Well, and that was from the conversation that Emma had with him last week.
Right.
About how Cody and how James helped the relationship with Cody and Mac.
Yeah.
When we saw Trina decorate her tree all by herself without Joss or Kai there.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see Joss this week.
No, she had come to check on Carly.
Was that last week?
The end of last week, and then she didn't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That's weird. And then it was Gio that helped Trina bring the tree in and like start stuff. And then Emma came in and was like, "What are you doing?"
That's right. Yeah.
So
And then I think it was all Christmas after that.
I didn't like how it wasn't apparent, or at least not to me, that the trimming the trees and stuff was Christmas Eve. Like the party at Lulu's house, to me, that didn't seem like Christmas Eve, and I didn't hear them say that it was Christmas Eve. And then we didn't have an episode on Christmas, obviously. And then Friday, they were like, "Oh, today's the day after Christmas." Yeah, yesterday, whenever we all hung out. And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I didn't realize that was Christmas."
Right.
Christmas Eve and Christmas Day that you guys were hanging out. I thought you were still leading up to it because, like we said, Thanksgiving was like last week still.
Well, and so I got confused because my notes are separated by house, and I got confused because I didn't realize because of the split. Because I had Lulu's house separated, and then I was like, oh, maybe they just all stayed at Sonny's house. Never mind. That wasn't Lulu's house the other night. So it was.
Yeah, it was. They started at Lulu's house because that was that event that Dante had invited Rocco and Gio to. But then I thought that was like a few days before Christmas. But then Gio left that celebration to go to hang out with Emma. And then Emma's celebration was at Maxie's house, but that was Christmas Eve.
So at Lulu's then was Dante came, but Sonny was at Lulu's. And
Right.
this is why I questioned myself later because they were talking about Olivia's amazing gingerbread cookies, which not surprised, but I want some. And so Dante came there, brought the gingerbread cookies because where I questioned myself was because at Sonny's the next day, Rocco shared the last gingerbread cookie with Dante. So I was like, oh, maybe I was misremembering that this all happened at Sonny's house, not at.
Nope, they did both. They did both.
Okay. Because that's where Charlotte and Lulu were talking about how I really like Lulu this week. I like that they are making her tolerable.
Yes. Yes.
Because she talked a lot about how she knows that this is her first Christmas without her dad and that she's sure that she misses him and everything, same as how Laura did. And she's like, oh yeah, when we were in Finland, he took me to a reindeer farm. But it was just nice because like you can see that Charlotte's finally able to feel like she can actually share these stories with her.
Right. And she explained it wasn't that then I didn't miss you or that I wasn't sad that you were still in a coma. It was I enjoyed my time with my dad. And I feel the same way now. I'm enjoying the time with you and my brother, but I miss my dad.
Right.
I was surprised. So we saw, I guess it was Christmas Eve, Brennan come over for Carly and give her another present and tell her to wait till Christmas to open it. And she was like,
must have known that she did something to the necklace. And that's why, because that's probably also a microphone or a camera.
You're so suspicious of him. I don't know why. So she was like, you already got me that beautiful necklace. Why are you doing this? And he's like, oh, because I care about you. And she apologizes for not being able to see him on Christmas. And he says he understands that Donna needs to be with her dad and them like together, whatever. The whole family gets together. So he just wanted to give her that present. And then, Donna comes down and is like, Santa left a Christmas tree in the attic for me. I was looking. And Carly's like, no, you're not supposed to be looking for presents. And what were you doing? And she explains she was looking for a ribbon to put on her dad's present. And then she called Christina over and Christina had a special ribbon. And so then Christina ended up just taking Donna over to Sonny's and Carly was going to meet them there. And so then she goes and checks on Valentine to make sure that Donna didn't see him and everything is fine. And he says about how much he's missing Charlotte and thanks her for letting him stay there. And she's like, yeah, you didn't really give me a choice, but okay. And then she leaves.
Before Donna saw him, we saw him decorating the Christmas tree all sad and.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Carly gets to Sonny's house later and says, oh, I forgot to bring the nativity scene I wanted to bring over. So Charlotte, come with me. And then they go back to her house.
Charlotte looking at her key.
Yes.
And she saw that. And so she was like,
come with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they go back to her house so that Charlotte can see her dad. And I was surprised that she took that risk. And then I was surprised the next day whenever Rocco says to her, have you got word from your dad? And she's like, oh, I saw him. I'm like, are you really saying that at the mayor's house?
In front of a
Right.
It's one thing to say it to Rocco, but you just said that in front of a toddler.
Mm-hmm. At your grandma's house with your parents. Like, they walked right in after she said that. I didn't hear her, thank goodness, but they were right there. So what are you doing?
Do you know the board game that they were playing?
No, what game was it?
It's called Suckers or something like that. I looked it up because I was like, what, I look things up.
Right.
And I guess it's like an economic game that, hold on, because I thought for sure that you would know it just because it's like one of those weird games. And I know that your family is like all into, I don't want to say weird games, but like it's a different game. Your family is always into like different types of board games. So I was like, oh, Amanda's definitely going to know this. It is. And first of all, I'm trying to figure out how a toddler is playing this game too. Have you ever bought a used car? In Sucker, you get to be on the other side of that transaction. Use all the lures and hooks you can to turn that prospect into a buyer and move that inventory. Sucker is a fast-paced, family-oriented game that starts with an exciting auction, continues as you try to sell more cars than your competitors. During the auction phase, each player tries to get the most inventory from the used car auction. Then the players choose their sales strategies. Everything from free trips to low down dirty tricks are at your disposal. And finally, you use those strategies to steal customers from your opponents and make the deal. The one who can move the most inventory wins the game. The game is really intense when you have 5 to 8 players. It's fully playable with 3, but when you have 5 or more, the auctions become more intense, and that's when you can really start seeing some wheeling and dealing heat up.
And where do you buy this game?
I don't know. It says ages 12 and then it only takes 45. It says only 45 minutes. That does not sound like a 45-minute game to me.
No.
I just found the description on Board Game Geek.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I was kind of confused by.
Yeah, I heard them say like they were kind of playing. You know what I mean? Like Ace obviously wasn't really playing, and so
Maybe
they were just
playing
trying
cars. Like Ace thinks they were just playing cars.
Yeah, that would make sense if it came with some type of car. I don't know. But no, I've never heard of that game before.
Tell Ryan what to get you for your birthday.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, but yeah, she says that right in front of a toddler.
Yep.
Granted, she's not really been around kids, so maybe she doesn't realize they have big mouths.
Yep, but he definitely is going to be repeating some stuff.
I don't know. We never hear him talk, so...
Well, we haven't got to spend enough time with him. Just like, again, we didn't see Amelia. We haven't seen Avery in how long? You
didn't say anything to the picture that I sent you the other day.
I did not, but that was very funny. But yes, exactly. They were...
Because so the General Hospital official Facebook shared on Christmas Day, we're back tomorrow with a festive and emotional new episode of General Hospital. Would you expect anything less from a Quartermaine Christmas? And one of the comments is, and is Amelia taking her 5-year nap? And then someone commented below that with Avery.
Right. And Bailey Lou. Bailey Lou also was
how
sleeping.
Funny is it, though, that every single one of them was addressed. Yep. Except for Avery. Avery wasn't even mentioned.
No, Avery wasn't mentioned at all, which doesn't make any sense because Donna would have absolutely run into Sonny's house and been like, Avery, I'm so excited to see you. And they would have run off together and it would have been adorable.
Exactly.
And if not, then you would have heard Ava when she was at the Boxing Day party and someone said to her, how was your holiday? She would have been like, oh, it was my year with Avery. We had such a nice time. Neither one of them mentioned. Right. It was crap.
Exactly. I will say, though, I feel like this was the first year that we have had fully functioning switching of households, like with all the different family members. I really liked that because that is how crazy it can get, especially like if you have divorced parents, if you have now you are an adult child with siblings who also have kids who are all going like, to all these different houses, but you want to make sure to see everyone. I felt like this was the first time that it wasn't just, oh, this is the house that I chose this year and this is where I'm going. Like everyone seemed to be hopping around to make sure that they saw everybody. And I liked that.
I liked that, but I didn't like that there was nothing at the hospital. Like Liz even talked about the fact that none of her kids were going to be home because she was inviting Portia to stay with her if she needed to.
Right.
And I feel like, Liz has always been involved in the hospital stuff. And so especially a year that her kids aren't going to be here, that she would have put even more into, gift bags for the kids on the children's ward or special treat, something. And the fact that this is the first year that we're acknowledging that Monica is not around, I think that Tracy would have dumped a bunch of money into it too and been like, Monica was always so proud of the Christmas party. Let's do it up right this year. And there was nothing. There's no one even said like, oh, okay, we've got to wrap this up because I need to get to the hospital for their party. There was no mention whatsoever.
Well, and last year, I feel like they did have something at the hospital last year. I'm looking through our notes though, and it was when Dex died. So I feel like they did have something at least festive, but nobody read a story last year. But I just feel like on top of Lucky meeting Liz at the tree lot, I feel like he also visited her at the hospital and they might have talked about something. But yeah, like nobody was talking about, well, who's going to read the Christmas story now?
Right. I feel like there should have been something. Especially because they did take the time to go to the hospital for Thanksgiving. So if we're acknowledging Thanksgiving, then Christmas definitely needs to be.
Yes. Well, especially where Tracy was making such a point of doing everything that Tracy or Monica did. I mean, Brooklyn even brought it up. She's like, hey, listen, I know this is a lot for you. If you want to go sneak off to the solarium and have a cup of tea or go hide in a closet and have something a little stronger, I'll cover for you. And Tracy was like, no, this is what Monica did. And I need to. And she was enjoying it. And she really was enjoying it.
And if they weren't going to do Christmas, it would have been a good opportunity to have another doctor that we're not so familiar with talk about they were celebrating Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or something. Like, it doesn't have to be obviously just about Christmas. There are many holiday activities that could be done around any different celebration.
Well, like I was really excited to learn more about Boxing Day, and I didn't really.
No.
I was like, we're finally bringing in another holiday, but it's only the day after Christmas. But you're right. Like, I know that it's not anywhere near as important as like celebrating Hanukkah, talking about Kwanzaa, having people share their celebrations and everything. But we at least got Liesl telling us about Krampus that one year.
Right. Exactly. Something.
So why wasn't especially where Lucas was there that night, you think that he would have been, as Lucy mentioned, to Marco, more like his dad and maybe going to the pediatric ward and reading to the kids, even if he was just reading like at their individual beds.
Right. Yep. Something. I wish there would have been something, I like the traditional, but if we want to step away from that because the traditional people aren't there anymore, then let's introduce something about a different holiday. Let's learn something.
Well, we're learning about Boxing Day.
I guess so.
I don't feel like we had the exact, as the word was used, soiree. I don't feel like that was really.
No, I did not feel like that. Yeah,
I don't feel soiree. No,
unless they're going to show us on Monday, like what they were eating and continue it on or whatever. They're like, the buffet is open in the kitchen. Okay.
Great. Well, and the thing is like Marco kind of started to talk about it and he's like, yeah, it was great having whatever. Oh, Lucas they spent the evening with Ava drinking white wine and watching trashy movies or trashy TV or whatever. But he was really excited to share Boxing Day and like it's really important to his dad and all this stuff. And it's like, okay.
Right. Show us. Tell us.
Tell us why. Although, and I feel like we talked about this before, but then I searched my notes and I couldn't find it. We've talked about Janus before, the Greek god or the Roman god, because he's the god with the two faces. I think that that's Phazon's urn.
Oh, geez.
And I think that's why he is so super adamant. He was so quick to don't touch it. Don't like anything. Or if you move it, it's going to open up one of the secret passages. Because that's actually also because Janus, that's the thing is that his faces are on either side of the door.
Okay.
And it's also how we have the name January. So guess what? Phazon's coming back in January. That might have been a stretch.
Just a little, but I'll let you have it because I know that's what you want to happen.
Well, it just makes sense. Based on all those little breadcrumbs, it makes sense. Although he had quite I guess everyone there made sense, though, because he had Ava there as his art dealer. Oh, which I thought was so funny because Lucy goes up to her and is like, isn't that kind of tacky or talking about work? I wanted to be like, Lucy, you showed up the day Monica died asking who was going to sell the house.
Right.
And how many of Lucy's stories start with, I don't know if you know that I used to be married to, but for that week.
Right. Oh, man. I hope more people are showing up to that party, though. I hope that it was just the beginning that we got to see, because it really wasn't a party.
Okay, what's the difference between a soiree and a party? Soiree versus party. Is a soiree a more intimate gathering? Oh, a party is a general term for a social gathering, while a soiree is a more specific, elegant evening party.
I didn't think it was that elegant.
They were all wearing nicer dresses, though. They were wearing evening gowns. They weren't wearing cocktail dresses.
No, but I wasn't impressed. It should have been better. And really, who were the guests? Sidwell lives there. So does Marco. So does Lucas.
What's up with Pascal?
So
why does he keep looking at Marco that way?
I don't know.
He's not really Marco's dad, right?
Oh God,
this is not what we're doing.
Stop.
Because
don't do that.
He looks at him like he cares about him, not like he's lusting after him.
Well, maybe he's just been in the family for a long time, so he does care about him.
Concerned.
Maybe it's just the fact that Marco is involved with a commoner who wouldn't understand their way of life.
I don't know. There's something else there.
I don't know, but I don't want it to be there. I want it to just be that he cares about him and he's concerned that Lucas is going to put him in a compromising situation because he's going to find out something that he shouldn't know. Which, again, I don't know why we had him move in there. Marco does not need to live with his dad. They could have got a nice apartment in town. It would have been fine, but whatever.
Right.
But yeah, Ava and Lucy, and then Drew was coming with Willow, who didn't end up going. So that wasn't a very extensive party invite list. Like, hey, you want to come over?
Did you say extensive or expensive?
Extensive.
Okay, I think it's expensive. I'm like, I don't think there's a money. I'm like, no, I'm going to throw a soiree. I'm going to go get some Goodwill dresses, and we are going to have a party on my back porch, and that is going to be our soiree.
Okay, but can you invite more than the people who live in your family and me?
Totally do that.
We totally can do that, but can you invite more than the people who reside in your household and me? Because that's not really a party.
Yes.
I'm not going to call you. Hey,
Jordan
next
was
week.
there. Lucy was there. Oh, Sidwell bought Lucy some beautiful diamond earrings.
Okay, I guess Jordan was
Drew.
there. Yeah, that's not very many people. I don't know.
There's more people that don't live there than do.
But Jordan works there or works for him.
That's true.
I feel like it's I wanted a more social event, if you're going to call it a soiree.
Sidwell doesn't have that many friends.
True. I don't know.
It's the quality, not the quantity.
All right. Well, I hope they have some meaningful conversation, because so far I haven't heard nothing. Or I hope
he's going to explain Boxing Day, and it's going to be Faison comes out, and these are all the people that he knew that he could trust.
Okay. I would rather Jordan get sidetracked and lost somewhere in the house and end up discovering Anna.
That's what I was just thinking. I'm like, but also, are you having a party at a house whenever you have somebody locked up downstairs?
I mean, I guess in that big of a house, because it's not downstairs like downstairs at our house where you'd be like, oh, it's that noise. It's a soundproof cave.
True. Although somebody did comment on the video for the episode. Anna's probably even able to take baths and stuff. Oh, and I had a question about that too. Not just the bath thing, because I didn't see a bathroom. But I mean, I love the fact that this person is also taking it a step further than I did. I'm like, she's in comfy clothes being able to read books. And the person commented like, and she's probably taking like nice long baths.
Right.
I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, she is. Okay. Pascal brought her that tray. And I know that this happened last week and not this week, but Pascal brought her that tray. And so we are to assume that he is bringing her all of her meals. Then why does she have plates and glasses and a sink and all those things? She even has like bottles, like glass bottles that I use whenever I make my own juices. Like, why does she have all that if he's bringing her all of her stuff? I mean, are they not concerned that she's going to break something? And, you know, the second he comes in, I mean, she's also pretty handy. You know, she could bust a bottle and slice his throat open.
Yeah, but you don't think they have surveillance on it 24/7? So if she did that,
oh, that's true. Like, there's the two-way mirror. That's true.
We're not sending anyone in until you step away from all of that.
Oh, but that was the thing too, is that we saw Emma said that Anna didn't call, but she did send a picture. And so they are AIing some ski trips for Anna.
We never saw what Gio got from Emma.
A didgeridoo.
Did we see that?
Yeah,
Oh, I missed it.
that's what that was.
Okay. All right, I missed
He
it.
took it out and he's like, I don't even know how to play it. And she's like, I'll teach you. She had Robert send it to her.
Oh, I totally missed that. I don't know what I was doing during that
But
time
then she was
happening.
talking
Because
about
when
how
I saw the long package, and that's what I thought it should be because he's musical and that would just be funny. But then they had already mentioned Robert and Daisy and Sasha, and so I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's all of it. So I totally missed her open. I'll have to go back and watch it because I
no, it
totally
was
missed it.
James. As soon as he sat down, he's like, you have to open your present.
Okay,
Poor Gio. None of the adults actually just gave him a present. His were all given to him by kids.
right?
Oh,
At least Emma's was planned though.
yes. It was so cute, though.
I have to go back and watch that. I saw her walking around with it, and then I don't know what I must have got up to go potty or something, and forgot to pause it because I was like, didn't see that. Yeah,
Yeah, because he's like, I don't know how to play this. She's like, I'll teach you. My grandpa got me one when I was younger, and I had them send it here. Oh, and that was sweet. So I guess Nathan ordered James a saddle
yes,
because Maxie said that if you write a note to Santa, you will get anything you ask for.
right. Who tells their kid that?
I don't know. Especially, we know Maxie has had money troubles. So who says that?
Yeah, do please never ever ever tell your child that. That is horrible.
And James is still of the age that he's probably like, oh, but I only want a saddle. And so he's thinking that's an expensive, he's not asking for a lot. He has no idea that those things cost
Right.
what they do. I mean, he's still of that age where it's like,
Right, he only asked for one thing, not like 17 things. So
right, exactly.
Santa should absolutely be able to bring it.
Yeah. And I guess it got stuck at the distribution center. And at one point, so Spinelli and Georgie went to see Maxie in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And James asked Nathan if he and Cody were mad at him for not going to see Maxie. And Nathan said, no, of course not, and I'll take you to see her next week. And so then Cody gets a notification that says that the package is stuck at the distribution center. So Cody puts on his coat, and that's when James asked if he was mad. But Cody was going to go to the distribution center to get it because I guess all the drivers are busy. You cannot do that. I had that happen a couple of years ago that I had ordered something and it was stuck at the main local post office for like a week. And I seriously said, I was like, can I go up there to pick it up? And they're like, no, because it's on a pallet. And so it still has to be processed and all that stuff. So,
right.
So Cody takes off his coat, but calls Molly and asks for help. And so Molly brought the gift. She put it in Cody's car, she put it in Cody's car, I think, or it's in her car. And I guess she stood outside for an hour in the cold with all the other people trying to sort through the packages for their own parcels. And so she showed up to their little Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. We don't know what day they're celebrating anymore. And that was sweet.
That must have been Christmas Day because the day after Christmas, whenever he went over to Molly's, he was telling Tracy about how Molly saved him yesterday, which would have been Christmas because he apparently had not seen her on Christmas Day, and so he was wishing her Merry Christmas afterwards. And she was talking about the hecticness that was going on in their house because the kids brought a frog in and Olivia was baking a bunch of stuff, and that was their Boxing Day celebration. And she was like, that's not what I wanted this to be.
It was weird, though, that she said that she was trying to keep a tradition from Lord Larry. Like, they had a great relationship.
Right?
If you guys don't know, Lord Larry is Ned's dad. And by the way, Ned didn't really have a relationship with his dad. So it's not like this is something that she has done for Ned every year of his life.
Right.
To remember his father, to make sure that
No, it would be like
his name. Ned changed his name from Ashton to Quartermaine. That's how much Lord Larry Ashton, who swindled how much money out of Tracy. It's not like she said, when we were married, this was one of my favorite traditions with him, and I'm really happy to keep doing it with Ned. Anything like that. Nothing.
Right. Exactly. I thought the same thing whenever she said it. I was like, that would be like me referencing some boyfriend from 17 years ago. Like, I just suddenly want to start this tradition with my family that we've never done before.
Right. What else? Oh, yeah. So then Ned also did speaking of Olivia, Ned thanked her for how kind she's been, which, I mean, we're really not surprised by this, but
no.
of anyone, Olivia is the most understanding and she knows that Tracy is grieving. So like any extra snippiness
Right.
is from grief, you know?
Right.
And I think that Olivia sees how much she's trying to not grieve and that she is trying to love on everyone now. So, and the name of
Yes.
her book was like hold on. Joyful Cheers to You. It's not a real book though.
Oh.
I thought it sounded like a good one because who was it? Michael? Or no, it's when Cody and the boys came in because it was Leo and Wiley showed her the frog or tried to show her the frog and then they lost it.
Right.
And then maybe it was Brooklyn and Michael came in and they're like, we know that you just want to sit there and like read your, like get Zen and stuff like that after the holiday.
Right.
But yeah. Oh, and then it was at Sonny's. Was it at Sonny's? Yeah, because Donna asked Gio if he would play music for them. And he said that he still doesn't have a new violin. And when Carly got there, Donna said there's not going to be music because Gio doesn't have his violin. And Carly said to Sonny, I'm surprised that you haven't bought him one. And he said that he and Ned had gone in on one, but they were waiting until Gio made it known that he was ready to play again.
Right.
And so then when we're at the Quartermaines, Leo brings in an unwrapped, and that's the thing, it wasn't even, it should have been wrapped.
Yeah.
I feel like Leo would not have thought it was a gift if it was not wrapped.
Right.
But he's like, oh, you guys forgot to give Gio his present, and goes into like the kind of violin it is, but it's so great. It can't stay in the box or in the case. And so they both try to explain to him, no, we were waiting for Gio to tell us that he wanted a new violin. And then Wiley's like, oh, but Grandma Tracy wants to hear you play because she's really sad about, or not Grandma Tracy, Aunt Tracy.
Tracy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is sad because, she misses Grandma Monica. And so Gio is being guilt tripped all around by the kids.
Yeah.
And so he takes it out and just starts crying and goes out into the hallway. Brooklyn goes to follow him and she has flashbacks to the nurse's ball. I really wish, so she put her hand on him and he looked receptive to it. I wish she had said, you don't have to do this.
Right. Right. Exactly. Don't feel pressured into doing this.
But she didn't say anything. And I don't feel like she gave the look of, come on.
Right.
But I really wish that I wish they had given her that line of, you don't have to do this. And him being like, no, I do, And so he went in and played Oh Holy Night. And we heard that being played over everything. Oh, we forgot to talk about Christmas at Curtis's. This is what I was talking about. Like Jordan showed up because Trina invited her.
Yes, I loved getting to see Trina back to who we know that she is. And she took responsibility and was like, I've been being a jerk and I didn't know the whole situation. And so I owe you an apology. Please join us for Christmas. That was wonderful.
And even Stella dropped the attitude. She was like, yeah, so I was a jerk.
Yep.
And I guess Marshall left the tour for a few days so he could be there for Curtis.
Yes.
What else? I think, we mentioned it a little bit earlier when I was confused with Lulu and Lulu and Sonny's house. But Rocco split the last gingerbread with Dante and Lulu looked at him and that was while Oh Holy Night was playing.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
True. And
that's exactly what I was
saying. Yeah. I was like, wait, there is something else good that we missed. Yes. And I was happy to see this. We see Drew on the phone complaining and whining about how Alexis needs help and needs to figure out how to make it so that he doesn't get in trouble for the whole blackmailing Portia thing. And then we see Willow sitting there looking sad, staring at the gifts that she had bought for her kids. And then we see Scout walking by looking sad. And she's like, what's the matter, honey? And she says, well, I bought presents for my grandma and my aunts, and I don't know that I'm ever going to get to give them to them. And Willow does a really good job of being like, I understand how you feel. I didn't get to see my kids, even though I love being here with you and your dad. I didn't get to see my kids and I really miss them and stuff. And I promise you that that those presents will get to your family.
I was going to say, I was so happy she did not say, she said, I will make sure they get their presents. Not, you will be able to give them to her.
Right.
Give them
and
to
then
them.
Right. And then Scout disappears and Drew finally gets off the phone and he's like, "Oh, sorry, where did Scout go?" And she's like, "Listen, if we're going out tonight, instead of having a babysitter, why don't we just drop her off at her grandma's house?" And he's like, "Well, I already told Alexis that she can't see her." And she's like, "Yeah, but this isn't about Alexis. Scout is upset. It is only her second Christmas without her mom. She wants to see her family." And so then we see Drew show up to Sidwell's party and him say, "Where's your wife?" And then back at Alexis's house, Cody had showed up and they were all sitting there watching TV. And there's a knock on the door and they open it and it is Willow bringing Scout. And that was so sweet.
Yes.
So,
And when Cody got there, I love that they were all sitting. So Christina and Molly had shown up to kind of relieve Alexis and say, "You didn't even take a break for Christmas. Well, we brought you some noodle Buddha. Let's I was kind of surprised that they were sitting there drinking next to Alexis.
I'm not, because it's been a long time. And
yeah, but she's relapsed after long times before. And right now she is stressed out and wasn't seeing Scout.
But I think the way that Alexis seems to present it is more like she likes it to be normal for everyone else. That she doesn't want them making special concessions for her.
Yeah, but if you're around somebody that, I don't know.
I don't know that I would do it, but I just feel like she's mentioned it before of like, "No, you guys go ahead. It's fine."
Yeah. Yeah, I still wouldn't. Just because of her history, because of how many times that has gone badly.
Right.
But it's not like she's been sober and never had an issue since, which so many people can and do, and that's fantastic. She's not one of them. But she did promise when Sam died, like she was definitely like adamant that was not going to happen because she had to be sober for Scout, which good for her. Absolutely. But I was surprised to see it, I guess. But anyway, they're all sitting on the couch watching, I'm assuming they're watching a Hallmark movie. And wasn't Kristen, the girl who plays Molly, wasn't she just in one?
I don't know.
I thought that I had seen that she was in one, but I think it would have been funny if they were describing her movie. Anyway, Alexis was describing every single Hallmark movie that there is.
Right.
But there's a knock at the door, and so Molly's like, "It's probably just a delivery guy anyway. I'll be right, fine, I'll get it, whatever." And it's Cody, and she just takes down her messy bun, and I loved it.
I loved the way she
them and starts crying over the movie with them.
Right. I loved how she opened the door like with her arm against it, like, "Hey," trying to be sexy. And he's like, "What's going on?" She's like, and Christina's like, "Just come on in." Like, I don't know what she's doing.
I totally want that sweater though. Like that looks so comfy.
Yes. But yeah, I liked seeing the Davis sisters together, and then I liked that Cody just kind of blended in, but I was super happy that Scout showed up. The Willow finally is getting a bit of a backbone and seeing Drew for who he really is and not letting the fact that he's a jerk ruin Scout's life.
Yeah.
I think that is it then, though.
Oh, Sonny stopped by Laura's and Kevin thanked him for helping Laura with her car trouble.
Yes.
Said that he is grateful.
Sorry, I forgot about that because we'd already talked about Charlotte.
I know. We've hopped all over the place. I think we got everything.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Oh, Michael got Wiley Yankees tickets and he wants to take Sonny with him and Michael.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be playing the Red Sox though. Yeah, that is it.
Reality check.
So how was your week?
It was good. It was nice. It was Christmas. So, like I said before, I was sad that my son is away for the holiday, but all the older girls came over and stayed the night. So we all got to have Christmas morning together and they were surprised by their presents. Emily and Madeline had asked for tickets to see the country singer Megan Maroney. She's coming to Pittsburgh in June, and tickets were like super hard to get, and I was able to get them for them. And so they both cried, which was beautiful. So it's not a good Christmas unless your kid's crying, no. But as they get older, it's so hard.
We did not have a good Christmas.
No, as they get older, it's so hard to buy them something that actually surprises them and makes them, that excited. So it was nice. I think the last time Emily cried at Christmas, she was like 12 and got her first cell phone or something. So it was nice to see that same type of of reaction of excitement. And then they both spent the rest of the day like looking at different Pinterest boards. I like this dress. Well, I'm going to do my hair like this. Well, Madeline still needs cowboy boots and that kind of back and forth. So it
Oh
was,
my goodness gracious.
yes,
It's 6 months away.
oh, Madeline has a countdown on her phone. Like she's
Aw.
ready. So, yeah, I was just very happy that they were happy. And then we went over to my mom's for a little bit. And we had gone to church Christmas Eve as a family, and that was nice because that doesn't always get to happen either with everyone's work schedule and stuff. And so, yeah, it was just a perfect holiday. Can't believe it's over already and we're almost
I
into
know.
January. But it was good. How about you guys?
So I almost texted you because I know that this was the first one that your son wasn't around, and it was the first one that my son was working and didn't come to church with us.
Oh,
Yeah. And we had 3 services, 3 o'clock, 4:30, and 6. And so typically he gets out at 4:30, but he doesn't get home until like 5:45. So I mean, he wasn't going to make any of them. So we decided to do the 3 o'clock, and he
yeah,
did
you
text.
went early because you texted me your outfit, and I was like, wow,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
going really early.
Well, we had a couple stops to make because we go over to JD's parents' house
Mhm.
for Christmas Eve, and we had a couple more stops to make for fudge delivery on the way that were closer to their house. So we had a few houses that we needed to stop by and get to, but thankfully my son was able to be done with work around 3:30. So I think they got done about an hour early, so he was not late for dinner. So that was good.
Oh, nice.
But JD's brother and his family and sister and her family were there, and his brother's wife, so like my sister-in-law, her parents always join us too. So it's always nice to see all of them. But there were 17 of us,
Holy cow.
and it was just good. It was nice. And then Christmas Day, we go over to his sister's house, and his parents join us, and it was just 10 of us. 11 of us, sorry.
Only, uh-huh.
Only 11. So one day I will take over hosting, but that's going to involve me moving. And honestly, I miss hosting stuff, so I will look forward to that. But no, overall, we had a very practical Christmas. I made the photo books for our Boston trip. I didn't get a chance to make photo albums for the Paul McCartney concert because that was the bulk of Christmas.
Yeah.
So I got everyone pillows because I'm giving the gift of good sleep.
Nice.
The kids got new bedding and just got like really random. I mean, my son's into art, so he always gets like art supplies and everything. My daughter does all of her sewing, and so we just got her a whole bunch of like the alteration things, like the little snaps and like all those little things like hemming
Oh, nice.
supplies and stuff like that. Like stuff that all the little extra stuff that you just wind up having to run out and get. And I was like, oh my gosh, we could load her up
Right.
on this stuff. So we did. And we got them, their big gifts were, my kids don't have TVs in their room. And so we got them TVs for their rooms.
Nice.
Yep. And I got JD a robe and slippers, and he loves them.
I got Ryan a new Xbox controller. That was his big present.
Oh, Erica got us a new TV.
Oh, wow, that was nice.
Yes.
Wow.
She's been in the game room, and she's like, she's like, your big gift's downstairs. And I thought it was going to be because she's an artist. I actually thought that she maybe drew us something for the Beatles basement because there is something down there that she has drawn for us that was a wedding gift. And so I was like, oh, maybe like this whole time she's been like, what's missing in their Beatles basement is this. And nope, it was a TV instead to replace the one we have has, how like after some time, like it gets that shadow line down it, but it's like kind of over far to the left side. And it's just like one of those things that you just kind of
learn to ignore
after a while. Well, she got us a new TV. So
that was
we
very
watched
sweet.
Stranger Things on it this morning. It was great.
Very nice.
I'm trying to think. It was funny because she and I definitely wind up getting each other stuff that reminds us of like our grandparents or her parents, my grandparents. And so my papa loved the Coca-Cola Bears, and I got her a t-shirt that had the two hugging, like the arms around each other, like looking, you only really see their back, but it says like Merry Christmas, and it has like the Coca-Cola symbol, and it looks like an ugly Christmas sweater. And she got me 2 figurines.
Aww.
And she saw how I picked them up because my Grammy collected salt and pepper shakers, and I like did it. She goes, they're not salt and pepper shakers. I'm like, well, still, I'm like, I still love them, but then my Grammy also collected souvenir spoons, and I've been picking them up now when I travel And I think part of it's also my guilt because when I was in Dallas, I was in a store, and because the time difference, I remember seeing one and I was going to call her and see if she had one, and I didn't. And then the next morning I woke up to Erica calling me that she had passed.
Oh.
And so I have started to, not as much like over the past 10 years, but like probably over the past 2, like started to kind of get spoons. It's like, I need a case for them. So I bought us both cases.
Oh, nice.
Spoons, so we can start collecting spoons together. So, and bells. She always collected bells too. But yeah, I mean, overall, just like a nice, I have really nothing going on for the next few days. Most of my clients are like, see you in the new year. I'm like, all right, thanks, bye. Like I have a consultation on Monday, but they're pretty much the same. They're like, we just want to know, they're first time home buyers. So yeah, but it's nice. JD's home because I guess his work just doesn't care about working Monday, Tuesday next week.
Beautiful.
So he was off. He was off Wednesday and doesn't go back until his birthday, the 5th.
Nice.
So yeah, but yeah. So we hope you all had a good holiday, and if you're still celebrating, continue to celebrate. And or if you're just starting your celebration too, and join us on Thursday as we finish Bobby. And Happy New Year!
Right, Happy New Year! Have a good week,
and we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.